Hey guys, welcome back to Techno Hack. This is Parikshit here, back again with the new video, and from this video we are going to start the SSH series where we will be going into the deep down of SSH and we'll learn the advanced concept of SSH as well. Okay, so this has been already covered in the previous tutorial where we have covered the SSH and SFTP and FTP and SMTP as well. So in the previous tutorial I have already covered these topics, but only the basic part that I have already covered in this regard. And from this tutorial, as we are starting a new series here for the SSH and SSH security, so if you can see here, we already have a documentation made. So for this part, this will be the first tutorial for our SSH and SSH security, and we will simply learn about installing the SSH server and SSH client to access the SSH server. Alright, so this is what we will learn here today. And in the next topics then we will learn slowly how we will copy the file and then how we will enable or disable the user for accessing the SSH. And in the next tutorial again we will see how we will automate the SSH login by using the private key and how this keys works. Okay, so we will look into the SSH key based authentication, and then later in another tutorial, that's what we will see here is SSH brute force and brute force protection by using a fail to ban. Okay, so this is it. This is what we are going to learn about the SSH here. Alright, so let's begin with our first tutorial, that is our installing the SSH server and connecting it from your client machine. Okay, so SSH server is just your secure shell and it works on the port number 22. Alright, so let's do it. We will use the Ubuntu machine for this, and here if you can see I already have the SSH service installed. So if you can see service SSH and status, so you can see SSH is active and running. If you do not have the SSH installed in your system, then you can go ahead and type the apt-get install and you can say SSH. Okay, alright, so in your case it will be installed. There is some issue with my var lib dpkg lock front end, so I will just have to remove this particular lock and front end file, and then that's all. If I say again apt-get install this one, okay, so dpkg lock, I will have to remove this again and then install. So you can see now it will start installing this particular file, but you can see SSH is already the newest version in my case. Alright, so I already have this installed, so I will just clear the terminal. Alright, so I already shown you that how SSH is active and running in my case. So if you install your SSH server into your Kali Linux or any Ubuntu machine, you will have to just check the status by using this way. If the service is not running, you will have to just start the service by using SSH service SSH start. Okay, once you start the service, you can see the service is started, and you can always check the status by using status command. And next step is you just have to check what is the IP that you are having, and currently I'm having the IP is 192.168.225.62. alright, so I will just copy it from there, and then if I want to connect it from my Windows machine or any other machine as well, so I will just go to the command prompt and say SSH, and if I want to connect to my user, that is Parikshit @ and the right click, and that will be pasted, the IP will be pasted. So if you just press enter here, you can see it will ask for the password, and you have to just provide the password which you have set for that particular user, and you can see when I say enter, it is connected to Ubuntu. Alright, so I am now connected to Ubuntu, and I will just clear the terminal. You can see ls, I can see the desktop documents, I can move over there, I can check what are the files are there. Okay, so you can see this way we can take a remote control of any machine from anywhere if the machine is having SSH service enabled. Okay, alright, so this is about it. This is about just installing the OpenSSH server into the server machine, and if you want to access it from your Windows machine like this way, you can always use SSH the username @ and the IP of or host name of that particular machine. And in case if the SSH is not working in your Windows machine, you will have to install it first from the apps and features. So if you can see here, you have to come to the apps and feature of your Windows machine. So in my case it is a Windows 10, so you will have to just click on apps and feature. You have to click on the optional feature and then search for SSH. Over here you can see open SSH client. Okay, click on that and then you will have option here to install it. So in my case it is already installed. Okay, so this way you can install it from here, or you can also install or download it from the web and you can install it in your system. Alright, so once you install, you will have SSH installed and you can then connect to any SSH server from your machine. Alright, so this is about it. Alright, so we have already completed the connection from client machine part, and now we will see how we will copy a file from your Windows machine to the server machine. Okay, so let's say where exactly I am now. I am into the users and Parikshit folder. Okay, so I will check what are the directories are there. Okay, so what are the files and directories. So you can see I have a couple of files and folders into my this particular directory. Okay, where you can see these are the folder names. Okay, and you can see there are a couple of files as well. Like suppose if we have here test1.txt, which I have already created, and test2.txt. so if I see the content of test2.txt, okay, test2.txt, you can see the content is empty. So I will just type here, this is from Windows. I will just save this file and I'll close it. Okay, and now when you say notepad test2.txt, and this is from Windows, this is what is mentioned into this particular file. So now I will copy this particular file into the server machine from my client. Okay, so for that you will have to just type scp and the file name that you want to copy from your Windows machine. So test2.txt and the particular username where you want to copy it. So Parikshit at the IP and where exactly you want to copy it. So I will just provide the path as home Parikshit folder, and into there I want to copy it into the desktop. Alright, so desktop, it can just provide the password and that's all. It will start copying it. Yeah, you can see it finished it very quickly. And now when I go to this particular server by connecting to SSH, okay, let's do that. Alright, I'm connected. I will clear the terminal and you can see I'm into the particular Ubuntu machine. I will go to the desktop and then I will check the files. You can now see that test2.txt is there. When I see the test2.txt file, and you can see this is from Windows. Okay, so this is the file that we have already just copied it from the client machine, and we have it in your Windows in your Ubuntu machine as well. Okay, and if you want, you can also check it manually by using this way. Go to files. Okay, go to the particular other location here, and because I am logged in as a root, so I will have to first go to the home folder and then here Parikshit user, and you can see into this particular folder I have a desktop here and you have a test2.txt. Okay, so I'm opening it when using the text editor. You can see this is from Windows. Okay, so this is exactly just what we did is from the command prompt over there, and this is the graphical way to do it. Alright guys, so this is it. This is about the first part of our SSH and SSH Security Series, and in the next tutorial we will see how we will enable or disable any other user, and we will do the multiple user login for SSH. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet, and please press the bell icon so that you will not miss the next videos. Alright guys, so thanks for watching, have a great day, and bye bye.